Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. I'm coming to you today to do my version of the Celtic Cross video. I was doing a Celtic Cross the other day and I thought, you know, I actually do use this spread and I'm not even sure when I learned it or where I learned it. But I remember learning it quite early, and it's something that I always remember, and it's something that I still use. So I went down a rabbit trail and did a bunch of screenshots and looked at other YouTubers' videos, because a lot of people have made videos on the Celtic Cross with varying opinions on its wonderfulness or not wonderfulness. But at some point, I mean, some decks, you get like a 1-card pull, a 3-card pull, and a Celtic Cross in the guidebook. And I didn't even realize that it was A.E. Waite's pictorial key to the tarot that was where it was originally first seen. So I went through and looked at a bunch of my books. I didn't find it in the Golden Dawn book. I found the opening of the key. I found, Kabbalah. I found astrology spreads, but I didn't find the Celtic Cross. However, in the Cat People, this is the book that goes to Tarot of the Cat People. There's a Celtic Cross. In the Animal Wise Tarot, which I don't even have this deck, I just have the book. There's a Celtic Cross. In Tarot of the Spirit, there's a Celtic Cross. So all these, and I took some screenshots. I'll show you. Dawn Michelle showed a couple of different versions of the Celtic Cross. She showed her own version, and she looked up in Holistic Tarot. Benabel had 2 or 3 versions. I think she did 78 Degrees of Tarot. Lisa Papez did a couple of different versions. She has one that she always uses, and she showed the one from the Osho Zen. Who else? Tom Benjamin did a video on the Celtic Cross. He was not a great lover of the Celtic Cross, and in his own vehement way, gave us an alternative to that, which he's really good at. Who else? Oh, Biddy Tarot. Biddy Tarot gave a really good version of the Celtic Cross. But I guess what I want to say is they're all different versions of basically the same thing. No matter how long you talk about it or how you switch things around, it's a past, present, future with an above and a below, a crossing card, and then bing, bang, boom, bum, 4 cards on the side, right? So I took some small decks and I'm going to do some Celtic Cross readings for you. And we will even see if we can do it. I tried it with Sibylla and I tried it with Lenormand, and it doesn't work as well. You really do kind of need a tarot. But you can do it a little bit with Oracle, and I'll show you how. I'll show you how I mixed it up anyway. So stick with me, and I'm going to go to the down. All right, hopefully this is going to be enough space. I don't know. I have some teeny tiny decks here. And let's do a couple of different scenarios. let's start with a pet reading, okay? So, should I do it with this one? Yeah, let's just go ahead. So we're gonna do, the first card is the situation. The second card is the what crosses it. Here is the past. So this is a past, present, the future. Here's what is above. Here's what is below. And this is emotions, environment, hopes and fears, and outcome. And they all end up being some version of that. It's just a matter of you always knowing what your positions are and using them the same way, right? So let's start turning these over. Now, if I do a Celtic Cross, I like to keep the cards down and turn them over a little at a time. In the end, you can look at the whole spread and get the entire energy of the whole thing after you're done reading the cards individually. So let's look at this present. This is for, say, a dog. We're going on vacation. We're gonna board the dog. Is the dog gonna be okay? All right. So we're going on vacation. We're boarding the dog. Is the dog gonna be okay? And this Two of Discs it's about balance. It's about making sure that he knows where he's at, making sure you know who's taking care of him, and maybe bringing with you a blanket or something, his own dog bed, his own dog food, making sure everything is balanced for him. What crosses him is the Fool. He maybe doesn't do well when you go off. He has in the past not been super well behaved, but this is an important trip and you have to go and you can't bring a dog with you, okay? It's on a plane, it's far away. In the past, we have the Prince of Wands. So in the past, maybe he got aggressive with the carer, or he tried to run away or something like this. And the future is you're afraid he might be upset. You're afraid that this experience is going to be difficult on him. And underneath, you're just hoping that your dog is going to be okay. You want to make this the best experience that you can for him. And what is on your mind? You're afraid that it is not going to work. Because of this past and this having to go, and kind of being afraid that in the future he's going to be sad. You're afraid that it is not going to work. Okay, so emotionally, you're almost ready to just quit and not do this. Environment, okay, this is like a wild flailing of thoughts. You're worried. You gotta go. It's the trip has already been planned. It's important, and but this dog is a member of your family, and you don't want to expose it to something terrible. Hopes and fears. You're afraid it's just going to be too much, and the outcome. Really, he's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Go ahead. Go on your trip. Your dog is going to actually love it. You've found the best people you could possibly find, and your dog is going to be okay. So let your mind rest. Okay, we're going to do another reading with a different deck, okay? All right, this is another great little pocket deck. This is the Out of Hand pocket deck by Jamie Sawyer. And we're going to do another reading. My husband has lost his wallet. And this is like the third time he's done it. And I want to know what's going on here. How can we possibly fix this? I don't want to be faced with, getting our credit cards again, getting new driver's license and all this. Okay, so what do I do? So here's the present. Here's what crosses it. This is the past. This is the future. This is above. This is below. This is emotions, environment, hopes and fears, and outcome. Okay? I mean, these are actual things that happen, right? Okay. So, the Hermit. Okay. Part of the problem is, I think your husband doesn't really want to have to go to these places. And so he kind of is doing this a little bit on purpose. What crosses him? The Ace of Cups. He doesn't know he's doing it on purpose. This is, water depth, right? He doesn't want to lose his wallet and have to re-get everything, but it's kind of this deep-seated emotional problem, okay? And the near past, so this has been a situation where there were harsh words spoken, and what's coming up in the future. And this is, it's very upsetting. It seems like this should be a lesson well learned, but it seems like he's having to learn it over and over again. And in the subconscious, Three of Pentacles, this is something you have to work on together. This, maybe if he doesn't want to go to these places, maybe you carry his wallet. And Six of Wands, this can be handled. This can be dealt with. There is a way to make this not a problem anymore. Okay, so emotionally, you have to find a way for him to always remember. So really, what this is about is, with memory, finding a place where it always is and always putting it there, right? Environment, and you got to work on this. You have to work on this together. You have to make it a good thing, perhaps a rewarding thing. Like, hey, you didn't do it this time. Good job. Let's, have dinner out or order dinner in, as if he is not wanting to ever leave the house. Your hopes and fears. I think I'm going to go with one of the fears may be you're afraid someone's going to get a hold of your stuff and ruin your credit, right? That's a real thing. And the outcome here is you just got to get it going. You got to start doing this and making it a priority. Okay, so we got a very well-rounded one here. So this actually looks like a really healthy spread. You've got 1, 2, 3 majors, 1, 2, 2 court cards, 2 3s, and 2 6s. So this is a very even, balanced. Like, this is an absolutely doable situation. All right. Okay. I'm gonna pause so we can do another deck. All right. This is Peekaboorose's Notorious JBG. I'm using this one because it's a pocket deck and I happen to have it out. I was looking at our new friend Kathix. Yeah, I think her name's Kathix. At Moxie Journal. And she did, instead of green decks, she did purple decks. And I was like, surely I have a bunch of purple decks. I actually do have some purple decks. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. But I mean, Notorious JBG, she's purple, right? Okay, so this is the, okay, so the question here is, let's just do your basic, does my boyfriend really love me? Does he really love me? Right? Sometimes we don't know. Wait, I'm going to do past. We're going to do it just like we did all the other ones. Below and above. But this time, the stem, I am going to do some Archetypes cards, okay? And this would be better if I had the little one, but I don't have the little one, so we're just gonna do the big one. All right, so we're gonna do emotion, environment, hopes and fears, and outcome, okay? This is interesting, right? So, does my boyfriend really love me? Knight of Swords. So maybe you're trying to get at exactly, he doesn't seem to be wanting to answer the question. Okay? It seems to me like what has to happen is some serious communication. What's crossing here is every time you talk about it, you get upset. It seems like it brings on a fight no matter what. Okay? So recent past, he made you feel really good about yourself, and you really are enjoying this relationship. You really like being with him. And in the future, you feel like it's about to end. You feel like this is, and I mean, sometimes that's the feeling, right? You're trying to figure out, is this really a relationship that, like maybe he is going off on a job, maybe one of you is moving, maybe someone's going off to school, right? So below, oh, it's about work. It's about work and expenses. Sometimes people feel the pressure in a financial way and they just don't want to make those commitments, right? But above mind, you think you can make this work somehow, all right? But let me tell you something. It takes two to tango. You cannot always make something work all by yourself. Remember that if this is a relationship, serious conversation needs to happen. And if it keeps starting a fight, well, maybe it is over. All right, emotionally, it's hanging by a thread. You keep reaching out for that one thing, and it just seems like it's always getting away from you. It's such a skinny little bit of information. The environment is an empty room. So you're chasing a little piece of thread in a giant empty room and getting in a fight about it. So he makes you feel good when he's with you, but when you try and make him do that commitment, he is just like, okay, hopes and fears, the sword. You just want an answer. You just want an answer. Can I just get a real answer? Okay? And the outcome is you can. You just have to make a commitment to getting that answer. If there's a fight that happens, take the fight all the way to the end. And that is how I would put the basis of the Celtic Cross, and then do the stem with an oracle. We're going to do one more thing, okay? Okay, so like I said, I tried this with a few different kinds of decks. It did not work with Sibylla. It really didn't work with Lenormand, although you could do the small part, the beginning part with Lenormand. But Lenormand, you need those you need those cards to talk to each other because they're kind of different parts of a sentence, whereas a tarot card and even an oracle card is often the whole sentence. Okay, so we're going to do it with Mildred Payne. We're going to make this the situation, this what crosses it, the recent past, the near future, what's below, what's above, emotions, environment, hopes and fears, and outcome. Okay. I thought this was so cute. All right. Oh, what's the question? The question is, let's do another super obvious one. Let's see. When will my mother-in-law move out? How about that? When will my mother-in-law move out? Oh my God. She's been looking at the door. She's been planning. She is looking at other places to go. She doesn't want to be here any more than you don't want her here. And what crosses her is frog. So she keeps going back and forth about whether or not she can afford it. Sometimes frog is about luck, right? And it just feels slippery to her. She is unsure of how well it's going to go. The recent past, mushroom, she understands that she has outstayed her welcome and that she's kind of needing to get out of here. And future is shovel. She's doing the work. She is looking at ways to get out of there. Beneath, we've got Ankh. She wants to live her own life. Really, honestly, she enjoys the companionship, but she does want to live her own life, and there may be some romance on her mind. So I think she feels probably like she can't maybe get it on under your roof. I don't know. Emotionally, she does feel taken care of and well loved. Environmentally, she does really feel like it's time for her to go. The hopes and fears is she doesn't want you to brush her off. She doesn't want you to feel like you need to get rid of her. She does want to do this on her own. And the final one is the moon. I would say a moon is like a month, right? Within 30 days, there is going to be some movement on this situation. So how cool is that? Try doing a Celtic cross with Mildred Payne, y'all. Okay, that is it. I hope that you got something out of this, and thank you for coming.